It sounds like you're referring to a video or story that presents Buddhist teachings on relationships and personal well-being. In Buddhism, interpersonal relationships and well-being are often approached through principles such as compassion, karuna, loving kindness, metta, equanimity, upekkha, and mindfulness, sati. These concepts guide individuals to cultivate healthy relationships and inner peace. For example, the Buddha emphasized that by understanding the nature of impermanence, anicca, and reducing attachment, upadana, individuals can relate to others with less possessiveness and more compassion. Buddhist teachings often encourage the practice of empathy, deep listening, and non-judgment to foster harmony in relationships. 5,000 Lines Story might refer to a specific Buddhist text or teaching that elaborates on these themes. But if it's a creative work, it could also be a modern interpretation or retelling of such concept. Could you share more details about the video or story, such as its main themes or lessons? That might help in understanding it better. It sounds like the 5,000 Lines Story you're referring to discusses 7 types of individuals who may impede spiritual and emotional growth, potentially based on teachings found in Buddhism. In Buddhism, various types of people or behaviors are often highlighted as obstacles to progress on the path to enlightenment, personal well-being, and harmonious relationship. Though I am not familiar with a specific 5,000-line Buddhist story that directly categorizes such individuals, it seems to resonate with the broader Buddhist perspective on mindfulness regarding our interactions and the types of people we surround ourselves with. According to Buddhist teachings, certain traits or tendencies in individuals may cause emotional disturbances or spiritual obstacles. Here are 7 possible types of individuals that align with Buddhist teachings on those who may hinder your growth. The angry or hostile. Those who are quick to anger or hold on to resentment can bring about negative energy. Buddhism encourages letting go of anger and practicing compassion, but constantly engaging with hostile individuals may disrupt one's inner peace. The envious or jealous. Jealousy breeds dissatisfaction and disrupts harmony. Buddhist teachings emphasize cultivating mudita, sympathetic joy for others' successes, rather than harboring envy. The deceptive or dishonest. Dishonesty and deceit can harm trust and integrity, which are central to healthy relationships. Being around those who lack truthfulness can hinder one's ability to cultivate mindfulness and clarity. The greedy or materialistic. Those overly attached to material wealth or status often focus on external validation rather than inner peace. Buddhism encourages detachment from material possessions and desires to find true contentment. The cynical or negative. Negativity and cynicism can cloud one's outlook on life and hinder spiritual growth. Buddhism teaches the importance of maintaining positive thoughts and intentions through right effort and right mindfulness. The manipulative or controlling. Manipulative individuals may seek to control others for their benefit, which can disrupt a person's autonomy and peace. Path to spiritual growth in Buddhism involves developing self-awareness and autonomy. Irresponsible or unreliable. Individuals who are irresponsible or unaccountable can create instability and anxiety in relationships, which can impede personal and spiritual development. Buddhism teaches sila, ethical conduct, and encourages reliability and trustworthiness as foundational values. By identifying these individuals and the tendencies they represent, the story may be guiding practitioners to practice discernment in their relationships, ensuring that they foster connections, support growth, mindfulness, and compassion. Surrounding oneself with virtuous, supportive individuals is considered important in advancing on the path to spiritual well-being. The wisdom from Buddhist teachings often stresses the importance of mindful awareness in all aspects of life, including our relationships. Recognizing certain individuals or influences that may hinder our spiritual and emotional growth is crucial for maintaining inner peace and fulfillment. Distancing oneself from these influences is not an act of judgment or animosity, but rather a protective measure for one's well-being and spiritual development. Here's how recognizing and distancing from these types of individuals, as described in the 5,000-line story, can lead to a more peaceful and fulfilling existence. 1. Recognizing anger and hostility. Influence. Constant exposure to anger, hostility, or aggressive behavior can stir up your own emotions, making it harder to cultivate compassion and patience. Why distance? By limiting interactions with such individuals, you protect your emotional balance and can focus on nurturing kindness, metta, and forgiveness. This helps reduce the influence of negative energy in your life. 2. Recognizing envy and jealousy. Influence. Being around envious or jealous people can create an environment of competition, comparison, and dissatisfaction. Why distance? Distancing allows you to appreciate your life without constantly feeling pressured to compete. Fosters contentment and the joy of others' successes, which aligns with Buddhist principles like mudita, sympathetic joy. 3. Recognizing dishonesty. Influence. Dishonesty undermines trust and creates confusion, making it difficult to establish authentic and harmonious connection. Why distance? Surrounding yourself with honest individuals promotes clarity, trust, and openness. This creates a foundation for spiritual growth and emotional safety. 4. Recognizing greed and materialism. Influence. People overly focused on material success or wealth may encourage attachment to possessions and status, which leads to suffering. According to Buddhist teachings on impermanence and non-attachment. Why distance? Reducing interaction with materialistic influences allows you to focus on inner fulfillment rather than external validation. You can then cultivate a sense of gratitude and contentment from within, promoting lasting happiness. Number 5. Recognizing cynicism and negativity. Influence. Cynicism and constant negativity can drain energy and obscure the ability to see the beauty and possibilities in life. Negativity breeds doubt and pessimism, which can slow spiritual progress. Why distance? When you step away from negativity, you make room for a more positive, hopeful perspective. This creates an environment for optimism and growth, which is vital for maintaining a clear mind and a positive heart. 6. Recognizing manipulation and control. Influence. Manipulative people often disregard others' boundaries and lead to stress, confusion, and emotional exhaustion. Why distance? Setting boundaries and distancing yourself from such behavior helps you maintain personal integrity and autonomy. This fosters self-respect and the freedom to pursue spiritual practices like mindfulness and ethical living. 7. Recognizing irresponsibility and unreliability. Influence. Unreliable and irresponsible individuals can cause instability in your relationship, disrupting peace of mind and leading to unnecessary stress or anxiety. Why distance? By reducing dependence on unreliable individuals, you cultivate stability and trust in your life. This allows you to engage more deeply with practices that lead to calmness and balance, like meditation and ethical conduct, the path to peace and fulfillment. By distancing yourself from such influences, you're not isolating yourself from the world, rather creating the space needed for healthier relationships and personal growth. In Buddhism, relationships are viewed as both a mirror and a path to self-realization. Cultivating associations that foster love, compassion, joy, and wisdom enhances your spiritual journey. This doesn't mean you should reject everyone who exhibits these traits, but rather be mindful of how their behaviors affect your inner peace. If certain people consistently disrupt your well-being, consider limiting your exposure to their influence, focusing instead on your own growth. This practice aligns with the Buddhist teaching of right effort, samma vayama, which includes avoiding negative influences and nurturing positive ones. By being selective about the people you engage with and the energy you allow in your life, you can create a more peaceful, fulfilling existence that is aligned with your spiritual goals. Recognizing anger and hostility is a key theme in many Buddhist teachings, where anger is seen as a major hindrance to spiritual growth and emotional well-being. In the context of the 5,000-line story you are referencing, identifying individuals who display anger and hostility is crucial for maintaining one's inner peace and moving forward on the path to enlightenment. Buddhist view on anger. In Buddhism, anger is considered one of the three kleshas, mental affliction, that keep beings trapped in suffering, along with ignorance and attachment. Anger clouds the mind, distorts judgment, and causes emotional harm both to the person experiencing it and to others around them. The Buddha taught that harboring anger is like grasping a hot coal with the intent of throwing it at someone else. You are the one who gets burned. Influence of angry and hostile people. When you interact regularly with people who are prone to anger or hostility, their negativity can have an infectious effect on your own emotions. Whether through arguments, criticism, or an aggressive attitude, these individuals can create an environment that increases your stress levels and emotional volatility. In the process, your ability to remain calm, compassionate, and mindful compromise. Why distancing is important. Buddhism emphasizes the importance of protecting one's mental and emotional health in order to cultivate wholesome qualities like loving kindness, metta, patience, and equanimity, ukkha. If you are constantly surrounded by people who are angry or hostile, it can be much more difficult to practice these virtues. Distancing yourself from such individuals doesn't mean cutting off all interactions, but it does involve creating healthy boundaries. By doing so, you reduce the negative impact of their anger on your own mind and heart, giving yourself the space to cultivate inner peace. Practical steps to recognize and distance. Observe pattern. Recognize the consistent presence of anger in someone's behavior. Are they quick to criticize, argue, or express hostility? Being aware of these patterns helps you understand their influence on your own state of mind. Mindful reflection. Reflect on how their anger affects you. You feel drained, upset, or more prone to react in a similar way? Practicing mindfulness allows you to see how external anger can disturb your inner calm. Compassion without attachment. While it's important to feel compassion for people who struggle with anger, attachment to them or their emotions can lead to suffering. Recognize that their anger is often a reflection of their own pain or unresolved issues. Set boundaries. You don't need to endure someone's anger for the sake of maintaining a relationship. By setting clear boundaries, emotionally or physically, you protect your peace without harboring resentment or ill will.